Unleash your inner strength with Stoicism. Hey, incredible people out there! Have you ever paused to wonder if the secret to a life brimming with meaning, resilience, and inner peace isn't something you can chase, buy, or stumble upon? What if it's already within you, waiting to be unlocked? Let's dive into a transformative journey together, exploring a philosophy that's been guiding people for over 2,000 years, Stoicism. This isn't some dusty academic lecture. It's a practical, down-to-earth toolkit to help you conquer stress, discover your purpose, and thrive, no matter what challenges life hurls your way. I'm your guide on this adventure, and today, we're focusing on how Stoicism, particularly through the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, can empower you to tap into your inner strength. So, if you're ready to revolutionize how you navigate your days, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and let's jump in. Don't miss a moment. Stoicism, born in ancient Greece and refined in Rome, is all about mastering what's in your control and letting go of what isn't. Life is unpredictable, relationships falter, jobs shift, and unexpected setbacks hit hard. But Stoicism teaches you to anchor yourself in your own mind, where true power lies. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote his meditations as personal reflections, not for fame but for clarity. His words, like, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength," remind us that peace comes from within, not from external wins or losses. Imagine waking up each day with a clear focus, to act with virtue, stay calm under pressure, and find joy in the present moment. Stoicism's core principles, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, offer a roadmap for living intentionally. Feeling overwhelmed? Practice negative visualization. Picture the worst-case scenario briefly, then realize it's rarely as bad as you fear. This isn't about pessimism. It's about preparing your mind to handle anything. Struggling with anger or frustration? Marcus advises, when you are offended, it is not the person who offends you, but your own judgment. Shift your perspective, and you shift your reality. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about understanding them. It's about choosing how to respond when life feels chaotic. Whether you're facing a tough workday, a personal loss, or just the daily grind, Stoicism equips you with tools to stay grounded. Take the practice of journaling, inspired by Marcus himself. Each night, reflect on what went well, what challenged you, and how you can grow. This simple habit builds self-awareness and resilience over time. This philosophy isn't just for ancient emperors, it's for you, right now. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and external validation, Stoicism invites you to look inward. It's a call to live with purpose, to face adversity with grace, and to find contentment in the present. So, are you ready to unleash your inner strength? Join me on this journey. Subscribe, share your thoughts below, and let's embrace Stoicism together. Let's not just survive life's challenges, let's thrive through them. The hidden power inside you. Let's paint a vivid picture. Imagine waking up to a relentless flood of notifications, emails piling up, texts demanding replies, social media pings pulling you in every direction. Meanwhile, work deadlines loom like storm clouds, and relationships feel like they're teetering on the edge. The world's spinning faster than you can keep up, and it's all too easy to feel lost, reacting on autopilot, chasing fleeting fixes. Sound like your life? We've all been there, convinced the answer lies in a bigger paycheck, a perfect partner, or someone else's approval. But what if the real magic, the key to strength, happiness, and purpose, is already within you? That's the heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that empowers you to find resilience and clarity from within, no matter what the outside world throws your way. Enter Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who embodied this truth. He wasn't just a ruler commanding armies and governing an empire. He was a man grappling with the same human struggles we all face: wars, betrayal, personal loss, and the weight of responsibility. Yet, through it all, he remained steady, grounded in a philosophy that kept his focus on what truly mattered. His secret? A private journal, now known as Meditations, where he poured out his thoughts to wrestle with life's chaos and stay true to his values. These writings weren't meant for fame or posterity. They were his personal anchor, a way to navigate challenges with wisdom and calm. Penned nearly 2,000 years ago, his words still resonate like a trusted friend offering guidance through a tough day. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, why does this ancient philosophy matter in our modern, chaotic world? Because Stoicism is a timeless toolkit for cutting through the noise and building a life that's authentically yours. It teaches you to focus on what's in your control, your thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while letting go of what isn't, like other people's opinions or unpredictable events. Feeling overwhelmed by stress? Stoicism offers practices like negative visualization, where you briefly imagine the worst-case scenario to realize it's rarely as catastrophic as it seems. Struggling with frustration or anger? Marcus reminds us, you are not harmed by the actions of others, but by your own judgment of them. Shift your perspective, and you reclaim your peace. Stoicism isn't about becoming cold or emotionless, it's about mastering your responses so you can live with intention. Whether you're facing a grueling workday, a personal setback, or the relentless pace of modern life, Stoicism equips you with practical tools to stay centered. Try Marcus's journaling habit. Each night, reflect on what went well, what tested you, and how you can grow. This simple practice builds self-awareness and resilience over time. In a world obsessed with external validation and quick fixes, Stoicism calls you to look inward, to unlock the hidden power within you. Ready to take charge of your life? Embrace Stoicism, and let's build a life of purpose and strength together. Why we settle for less, and how to break free. Let's get real for a moment. Have you ever stayed in a soul-draining job that left you empty, clung to a relationship that no longer lifts you up, or watched your dreams slip away because fear kept you frozen? We've all been there, whispering to ourselves, "This is fine," or "It could be worse," while a quiet voice inside screams we're settling for less than we deserve. So, what's holding us back? Is it the fear of change, the seductive comfort of the familiar, or a tangled mix of both? Stoicism cuts through the excuses and challenges us to wake up. Your worth isn't tied to a paycheck, a partner, or society's applause. It's defined by how you choose to show up in the world. Imagine this. One day, you're basking in luxury. The next, you're scraping by in hardship. Your circumstances flip, but Stoicism teaches that your inner strength doesn't have to waver. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor whose meditations still guide us, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What shapes your life isn't the situation you're in, but how you respond to it. Think back to a time you felt stuck. Maybe a boss overlooked you for a promotion, a friend let you down, or a goal slipped out of reach. It's tempting to point fingers, wait for someone to fix it, or just numb the pain. But Stoicism flips the script with a simple question. What can I control? I've been there. Years ago, I missed out on a promotion I'd poured my heart into. The rejection stung, and my first instinct was to blame my boss, the system, even myself for not being enough. But then I paused and asked, what's next? Instead of stewing, I enrolled in a course to sharpen my skills, sought honest feedback, and doubled down on my work. The disappointment lingered, but that choice sparked a confidence I carry to this day. It wasn't about proving others wrong, it was about proving to myself that I could shape my path. Stoicism empowers you to break free from settling by shifting your mindset. The next time you catch yourself accepting less than your worth, pause and ask, does this align with who I want to be? If the answer is no, don't let guilt or fear hold you back. Stoicism isn't about arrogance or chasing perfection. It's about recognizing your value and acting with courage. Try Marcus's practice of journaling. Each night, reflect on where you settled and how you can choose differently tomorrow. Maybe it's having a tough conversation, setting a boundary, or taking a small step toward a dream. These actions, rooted in the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and justice, rebuild your confidence over time. In a world that pushes us to compromise, Stoicism is a call to own your power. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just start with one intentional choice. Stop settling, not because you're entitled, but because you're capable of thriving. Respond with courage, and watch your reality transform. Owning your achievements. Let's talk about something we all struggle with, giving ourselves the credit we deserve. Have you ever crushed a task at work, gone out of your way to help someone, or powered through a tough day, only to shrug it off with a casual, it's no big deal? It's a habit many of us fall into, isn't it? We downplay our wins, worried we'll come across as boastful or full of ourselves. But Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. Recognizing your achievements isn't about inflating your ego, it's about honoring the effort and virtues that made them possible. It's a quiet, grounded way to build self-respect and resilience. At the heart of Stoicism are four core virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance or discipline. These are the building blocks of a meaningful life, and your successes, big or small, often flow directly from them. Maybe it took courage to step out of your comfort zone and try something new, wisdom to navigate a tricky problem, or discipline to stay consistent when motivation waned. I experienced this myself when I completed a challenging fitness goal. It wasn't glamorous, just a commitment to show up, day after day, for weeks. At first, I brushed it off as nothing special. But then I reflected on the early mornings, the moments I pushed through fatigue, and the choices I made to prioritize it. That wasn't just a checked box, it was discipline in action. Stoicism teaches us not to dismiss these moments but to acknowledge them as reflections of our character. So, how do we own our achievements without tipping into arrogance? It's all about balance and intention. Start by pausing to notice your wins, no matter how small. Maybe you cooked a fantastic dinner for your family, stayed calm during a heated argument, or finished a project under pressure. Ask yourself, what virtues did I embody here? Did it take wisdom to plan that meal, courage to keep your cool, or justice to put others' needs first? Then, give yourself permission to say, I worked hard, and I'm proud of that. This isn't about shouting your praises from the rooftops, it's about quietly affirming the truth of your efforts. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Recognizing your virtues in action is part of living that truth. This practice does more than boost confidence, it keeps you anchored through life's highs and lows. In a world that often measures worth by external markers like wealth or status, Stoicism redirects your focus inward. By owning your achievements, you cultivate a deep sense of self-respect that doesn't depend on others' validation. Try this. Tonight, jot down one thing you did well today and the virtue behind it. Maybe it's the patience you showed in a tough conversation or the effort you put into a task. Over time, this habit rewires how you see yourself. You're not just getting by, you're living with purpose. So, let's stop downplaying our wins. Embrace them with humility, and let them fuel your growth. Putting yourself first, for others' sake. Have you ever poured all your energy into putting others first, staying late to help a coworker, skipping your own needs to support family, or saying yes to every request, only to end up feeling utterly drained? It feels noble, even heroic, to be the one who's always there for others. But Stoicism offers a counterintuitive warning. Constantly emptying your cup leaves you with nothing to give. Self-care isn't selfish. It's the foundation that enables you to show up fully for the people you care about. By prioritizing your own well-being, you build the strength to support others without burning out. Stoicism's core principle, the dichotomy of control, teaches that you have power over your own thoughts, actions, and well-being, but you can't control others' happiness or outcomes. Neglecting yourself in the name of selflessness often backfires. You're less patient, less present, and more likely to snap under pressure. When you're rested, healthy, and grounded, you bring your best self to every interaction. I learned this firsthand during a hectic week when I was juggling work deadlines and family demands. I decided to carve out time for self-care, adding short meditation sessions and evening walks to my routine. At first, it felt indulgent, almost wrong, to prioritize myself. But the results were undeniable. I handled stress with more clarity, stayed calmer in tough moments, and had more energy to give to those around me. It wasn't about ignoring others, it was about becoming stronger for them. This approach aligns with Stoic virtues like wisdom and temperance. Wisdom helps you recognize that self-care is a necessity, not a luxury, while temperance keeps you balanced, ensuring you don't swing to extremes of self-neglect or self-indulgence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Applying this to self-care means reframing it as a duty to yourself and others. When you're depleted, your ability to act with kindness, patience, or justice diminishes. By nurturing yourself, you're better equipped to live virtuously. So, how do you start? Small, intentional steps make all the difference. Try a daily walk to clear your mind, pick up a hobby that sparks joy, or practice saying no to requests that stretch you too thin, kindly but firmly. At the end of each day, take a cue from Marcus's journaling habit and reflect. Did I care for myself today? How did it impact my ability to show up for others? These moments of self-awareness build resilience over time, helping you maintain balance in a world that often demands too much. Putting yourself first isn't about sidelining others, it's about ensuring you have the strength to lift them up. You deserve to thrive, not just survive, and those around you benefit when you do. Let's prioritize ourselves, not out of selfishness, but for the sake of everyone we care about. Seeing your true self. Do you ever struggle to accept compliments? Someone praises your work or kindness, and you brush it off with a quick, "Oh, it's nothing," or deflect with a self-deprecating joke. It's a common reflex, often rooted in a fear of seeming arrogant. But Stoicism challenges this habit, urging you to see yourself objectively, acknowledging both your strengths and flaws with clarity. This isn't about puffing up your ego, it's about cultivating self-awareness and humility. True humility isn't downplaying your worth, it's recognizing your wins and shortcomings honestly, without distortion. Stoicism teaches that self-awareness is the foundation of a virtuous life. The philosophy's core virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, shine through your actions, and noticing them helps you grow. When someone offers praise, think of it as a mirror reflecting your virtues in action. Instead of dismissing it, pause and consider, what did I do to earn this? This aligns with Marcus Aurelius's practice of self-reflection, as seen in his Meditations. He wrote, "Look within. Do not allow the special quality or worth of anything to pass you by." By examining your actions objectively, you build a balanced view of yourself, neither inflated nor diminished. I experienced this shift myself. A colleague once praised me for a project I'd poured hours into, and my instinct was to wave it off with, "It was nothing." Later, I reflected and realized that response wasn't honest. The project took discipline and creativity, virtues I'd worked hard to embody. So, the next time praise came, I simply said, "Thank you," and let myself feel the truth of my effort. It wasn't about basking in glory, it was about owning the reality of my contribution. That small act of acceptance felt grounding, like a step toward seeing myself more clearly. How can you practice this? Start by welcoming compliments with curiosity rather than deflection. When someone acknowledges your work, ask yourself, which virtues did I show here? Maybe it was the courage to speak up in a meeting, the wisdom to solve a problem, or the justice of helping a teammate. Then, affirm it quietly to yourself, "I worked hard, and it made a difference." This isn't pride, it's truth. You can also borrow Marcus's journaling habit. At day's end, write down one moment where you acted with virtue and one area for growth. This builds a habit of seeing yourself as you are, not as better or worse. In a world that swings between self-aggrandizement and self-doubt, Stoicism offers a middle path. Seeing your true self means embracing your strengths without vanity and addressing your flaws without shame. It's about living authentically, grounded in the reality of who you are. This self-awareness fuels resilience, helping you navigate life's challenges with clarity and purpose. So, the next time a compliment comes your way, don't shy away. Let it be a window into your virtues, and use it to grow. You're not perfect, but you're capable of greatness. Own it humbly and keep moving forward. Trusting your decisions. Indecision can feel like a heavy fog, clouding your path and paralyzing you with the fear of making the wrong choice. Should you take that job, end that relationship, or pursue that dream? The stakes feel high, and the what-ifs can spiral. Stoicism offers a clear beacon through this haze. Make decisions rooted in wisdom and your core values, not in the unpredictable outcomes. You can't control how things turn out, but you can control the integrity of your decision-making process. Mistakes? They're not failures, they're lessons that sharpen your judgment and build resilience. At the heart of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, which teaches that your power lies in what you can influence: your thoughts, actions, and choices. Outcomes, like whether a decision leads to success or setbacks, are outside your grasp, and obsessing over them only fuels doubt. Instead, Stoicism encourages you to focus on the process. Before deciding, pause and reflect. Does this align with my values? Am I acting with wisdom, courage, or justice? If the answer is yes, move forward with confidence, knowing you've done your part. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." By anchoring your decisions in integrity, you free yourself from the trap of second-guessing. I faced this myself when contemplating a career move. The opportunity excited me, but the risk of failure loomed large: new responsibilities, unfamiliar territory, and no guarantee of success. Fear of making the wrong choice kept me stuck. Then, I turned to Stoic principles and asked, does this align with my value of growth? The answer was clear. I chose to take the leap, not because I was certain of the outcome, but because the decision reflected who I wanted to be. There were setbacks, moments of doubt and unexpected challenges, but each one taught me resilience and refined my ability to navigate uncertainty. The outcome wasn't perfect, but the process was true, and that built a lasting trust in my judgment. How can you start trusting your decisions? Begin with small choices to build confidence. Decide what to cook for dinner or which hobby to try, and approach it deliberately. What do I value here? Health, joy, creativity. Make the choice, act on it, and let go of the need for a perfect result. If it doesn't go as planned, reflect. What did I learn? This Stoic practice of learning from outcomes, rather than fearing them, strengthens your decision-making muscle. You can also journal, as Marcus did, to evaluate your choices. Did I act with integrity? How can I improve? Over time, these reflections create a feedback loop that deepens your trust in yourself. In a world full of noise and pressure, Stoicism empowers you to decide with clarity and purpose. You don't need to predict the future. Just act in alignment with your values and embrace whatever comes as a chance to grow. Trust your process, and you'll find the courage to move forward, one confident step at a time. Focusing on growth, not perfection. Beating yourself up over flaws or mistakes is like trying to fight the wind, exhausting and futile. Stoicism offers a wiser path. Let go of the unattainable chase for perfection and focus on steady progress instead. Embracing self-compassion, where you treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend, transforms stumbles into opportunities for growth. By shifting your mindset from self-criticism to learning, you unlock resilience and purpose. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, be satisfied with even the smallest progress, and treat the outcome of it all as something of no importance. It's about moving forward, not being flawless. Stoicism's core virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, guide you toward a life of continuous improvement, not perfection. Mistakes don't define you, how you respond to them does. When you fall short, the Stoic approach is to pause and ask, what can I learn here? This question redirects your energy from guilt to growth. I experienced this after missing a professional goal I'd set for myself. Initially, I spiraled into self-blame, replaying what I should have done. But then I took a Stoic perspective and asked, what can I learn? The answer led me to identify gaps in my preparation and adjust my approach. That shift didn't erase the disappointment, but it fueled improvement and built confidence in my ability to grow. Self-compassion is key to this process. It's not about excusing errors, but about recognizing that imperfection is human. Stoicism teaches that you control your efforts and attitudes, not every outcome. When you stumble, treat yourself with understanding. I tried, I learned, I'll keep going. This mindset aligns with the Stoic practice of negative visualization, imagining setbacks in advance to prepare for them mentally. By expecting challenges, you're less likely to be derailed when they happen. For example, before a big project, visualize potential obstacles and remind yourself, I'll do my best, and if it's not perfect, I'll learn. This prepares you to face reality with resilience. How do you put this into practice? Start small. The next time you make a mistake, maybe you snap at someone or miss a deadline, resist the urge to dwell on shame. Instead, reflect, what virtue can I strengthen here? Maybe it's patience or discipline. Then, take one actionable step toward improvement, like apologizing sincerely or planning better next time. Journaling, inspired by Marcus, helps cement this habit. Each night, write down a moment you fell short, what you learned, and how you'll grow. Over time, this builds a growth-oriented mindset that values progress over perfection. In a world obsessed with flawless facades, Stoicism reminds you that growth is the true measure of success. Your flaws don't make you less, they make you human. By embracing self-compassion and learning from setbacks, you turn every stumble into a step forward. Focus on progress, not perfection, and you'll find the strength to keep improving, no matter what life brings. Let's commit to growing, one intentional choice at a time. Beating the comparison game. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the comparison trap. Social media bombards us with curated highlights, someone's dream vacation, perfect job, or flawless family moment, and suddenly, our own lives feel like they're falling short. That pang of envy or inadequacy can spiral, leaving us restless and dissatisfied. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote. By practicing mindfulness to catch those comparison-driven thoughts and cultivating gratitude for our unique path, we can break free from the cycle and find true contentment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, there is only one thing that causes unhappiness, the desire to be where you are not. Focusing on your own journey fosters peace and fuels personal growth. Stoicism teaches us to anchor ourselves in what we control, our thoughts, actions, and perspectives, rather than chasing external markers of success. The comparison game thrives on judging ourselves against others' highlight reels, but those snapshots don't tell the full story. Mindfulness, a Stoic practice, helps you notice when you're slipping into comparison mode. The moment you feel that twinge of envy, say, scrolling past a colleague's promotion post, pause and redirect your focus. Ask, am I measuring my worth by someone else's path? Then, shift to gratitude, another Stoic tool. Reflect on what's meaningful in your life, your relationships, growth, or small daily wins. This isn't about ignoring ambition, but about valuing what you have while working toward what you want. I learned this lesson the hard way. I used to scroll through social media and feel a knot of envy at friends' seemingly perfect lives, new homes, exotic trips, career milestones. My own progress felt insignificant in comparison. Then, I applied Stoic principles. I started catching those envious thoughts and countering them with gratitude. Instead of fixating on what others had, I listed what I valued: my health, supportive family, and the skills I was building. I also took a cue from Marcus's journaling habit, writing down one thing each day that made my journey unique. Over time, this practice shifted my perspective. I stopped envying others' posts and began celebrating my own path, flaws and all. That contentment freed up energy for growth, not resentment. How can you beat the comparison game? Start with mindfulness. When you feel envy creeping in, name it without judgment, I'm comparing again, and let it pass. Then, practice gratitude actively. Each day, jot down 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small: a good meal, a kind word, or progress on a goal. This rewires your focus from scarcity to abundance. You can also limit triggers by curating your social media feed to inspire rather than discourage. Finally, reflect nightly, as Marcus did. Did I live according to my values today? This keeps you grounded in your own purpose. Investing in your growth. How often do you put off self-improvement, telling yourself you'll start that course, pick up that hobby, or read that book someday? Delaying these steps can subtly signal low self-worth, as if your growth isn't a priority. Stoicism flips this mindset, framing personal development as an act of self-respect and a commitment to living virtuously. By investing in yourself, through learning, reflection, or new experiences, you cultivate wisdom, courage, and resilience, aligning with the Stoic goal of a flourishing life. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, no longer postpone the things you know to be good. Tending to your inner garden isn't indulgent, it's essential for becoming your best self. Stoicism emphasizes that you control your actions and attitudes, making self-improvement a powerful way to exercise that agency. Every small step, reading a chapter, meditating for 5 minutes, or trying a new skill, builds the virtues of wisdom and temperance. These efforts compound, shaping a life that reflects your values. Delaying growth, on the other hand, often stems from fear or a belief that you're not ready or not enough. Stoicism counters this by urging you to act now, however small the step. You don't need to overhaul your life, just start where you are. Each action reinforces your worth and moves you closer to your potential. I saw this in my own life when I kept postponing a writing course I wanted to take. I told myself I was too busy or not talented enough, but deep down, I was avoiding the risk of failure. Then, I applied Stoic principles and asked, does delaying this align with my value of growth? The answer was no. So, I committed to just 1 lesson a week. It was small, but it sparked a sense of pride and momentum. The course wasn't about becoming a master writer, it was about respecting my desire to learn. That shift made me realize that investing in myself wasn't selfish, it was a way to live with purpose. How can you start? Begin with small, manageable actions. Read 10 pages of a book each day, try a 5-minute meditation, or experiment with a hobby like painting or coding. These don't require huge time or money, just intention. To stay on track, take a page from Marcus's journaling habit. Reflect weekly, asking, did I take steps to grow this week? Do they align with my values? This keeps you accountable and helps you adjust course if needed. You can also use Stoic negative visualization. Imagine how you'd feel in a year if you keep delaying your growth. That clarity can spur action. In a world that pulls you in 1,000 directions, Stoicism reminds you to prioritize your inner development. Investing in yourself isn't about chasing perfection. It's about honoring your potential and living intentionally. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a vote for your worth. So, start today. Tend your inner garden, nurture your growth, and watch how it transforms your life. Finding worth inside. In a world that constantly pushes us to seek external validation, likes, promotions, or others' approval, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth by outside opinions. This chase can leave us feeling empty, always striving for the next nod of recognition. Stoicism offers a liberating alternative. Your worth is innate, rooted in your character and the virtues you embody, not in what others think or what you achieve. By reflecting on your inner strengths and detaching from external judgments, you unlock the freedom to live authentically. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, your worth is measured by what you prize within. True contentment comes from cultivating your inner value, not chasing fleeting applause. Stoicism teaches that your worth is tied to the virtues you practice: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, not to external markers like wealth, status, or popularity. These virtues are within your control, unlike the unpredictable opinions of others or the outcomes of your efforts. When you base your self-worth on living virtuously, you build a stable foundation that no one can shake. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or ambition. It means grounding your sense of self in how you choose to act, not in how others respond. By focusing on what's within your power, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of seeking validation. I learned this lesson when I found myself obsessing over a coworker's praise, or lack thereof, on a project. Their approval seemed to define my success, and without it, I felt less capable. Then, I turned to Stoic principles and asked, did I act with integrity and effort? The answer was yes. I had prepared thoroughly and given my best, embodying wisdom and discipline. Realizing this, I let go of needing their validation. Instead, I reflected on my strengths, my work ethic and creativity, and felt a quiet pride that didn't depend on anyone else. That shift was freeing. It allowed me to work with confidence, not for applause, but for my own sense of purpose. How can you cultivate this inner worth? Start by reflecting on your strengths. Each day, identify one action where you embodied a virtue, maybe the courage to speak honestly or the justice of helping a friend. Write it down, inspired by Marcus's journaling practice, to reinforce your intrinsic value. Next, practice detachment from others' opinions. When you catch yourself craving approval, pause and ask, am I living according to my values? If so, let that be enough. Stoic negative visualization can also help. Imagine losing external validation entirely and notice that your worth remains intact because it's rooted in your character. In a culture obsessed with external measures of success, Stoicism empowers you to find worth within. By focusing on your virtues and letting go of others' judgments, you create space for authentic living. Your value isn't in what you gain or what others think, it's in who you choose to be. Embrace this truth, reflect on your inner strengths, and step into a life of purpose and freedom. Crafting your environment. Living in a toxic environment, a draining job, negative friends, or a cluttered home can sap your peace and potential. Stoicism teaches that while you can't control everything, you can build inner strength and shape your surroundings to support your well-being. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Crafting your environment is self-respect, aligning it with virtues like wisdom and courage. Ask, do I deserve this space? Stoicism's dichotomy of control focuses you on what you can influence: your thoughts, actions, and chosen settings. Toxic environments, filled with negativity or disrespect, pull you from virtues. You can't change others, but you can set boundaries, limit draining interactions, say no to overload, or clear clutter for clarity. Seek positive spaces too, like supportive groups or quiet corners for reflection. I stayed too long in a crushing job, facing constant criticism that eroded my confidence. I thought enduring it showed resilience, but Stoicism revealed true strength is choosing what nurtures your soul. I asked, does this align with my values of growth?
No.
I set boundaries, cut overtime, avoided gossip, and left for a role that valued me. The shift was tough, but the peace fueled my energy and relationships. Start small, spot one toxic element, a colleague or mess, and set a boundary, like reducing contact or tidying up. Seek positivity, join a like-minded group, create a calm home nook, or connect with uplifting people. Reflect weekly, like Marcus's journaling. Is my environment supporting my virtues? Use negative visualization, picture years in a draining space, to motivate change. Even small additions, like plants, can transform it. In a noisy world, Stoicism lets you control your environment. You deserve spaces that reflect your worth. Set boundaries, seek positivity, and take a step today. Your peace is worth it. Pursuing dreams with courage. Fear is the silent thief that steals our dreams. Whether it's starting a business, chasing a passion, or making a big life change, the worry of failure or judgment can keep us stuck. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this paralysis through practices like negative visualization and a more fatty, loving your fate. By confronting fears head-on and embracing whatever outcomes arise, you cultivate the courage to act boldly. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, what need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. Stoicism doesn't promise a perfect path, but equips you to pursue your dreams with resilience, knowing growth is the true reward. Negative visualization, a core Stoic practice, involves imagining the worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on them, but to strip them of their power. Before chasing a dream, ask, what's the worst that could happen? Picture failing, facing rejection, or hitting setbacks, then realize these outcomes are rarely as catastrophic as they seem. This prepares you mentally, reducing fear's grip. Pair this with a more fatty, the Stoic principle of embracing whatever happens, good or bad. Success or failure, every experience shapes you, offering lessons in wisdom, courage, or temperance. By loving your fate, you free yourself to act without being paralyzed by the need for a perfect result. I applied this when I hesitated to take a creative risk, launching a small side project that felt daunting. Fear of criticism and failure loomed large. Using negative visualization, I imagined the project flopping or receiving negative feedback. I asked, could I handle it? The answer was yes, I'd learn and try again. With a more fatty, I committed to embracing any outcome as a chance to grow. The project had its struggles, but the experience taught me resilience and confidence. The real victory wasn't the result but the courage to act and the growth that followed. How can you pursue your dreams with Stoic courage? Start by identifying a dream you've delayed due to fear. Use negative visualization. Spend a few minutes picturing the worst-case scenario, then assess its true impact. Most fears lose their sting when examined. Next, commit to one bold step. Sign up for a class, share your idea, or take a small risk, and embrace a more fatty by accepting any outcome as valuable. Reflect nightly, inspired by Marcus's journaling. Did I act with courage today? What did I learn? This builds momentum and reinforces that progress, not perfection, is the goal. If fear creeps in, remind yourself of Stoicism's dichotomy of control. You can't control results, but you can control your effort and attitude. In a world that magnifies fear and uncertainty, Stoicism empowers you to chase your dreams with clarity and boldness. Negative visualization prepares you for challenges, while a more fatty transforms every outcome into growth. Your dreams deserve your courage. Take that first step, embrace the journey, and let each experience shape you into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Building your happiness. Happiness isn't a prize tied to a checklist like wealth or a perfect job. Stoicism redefines it as the result of living virtuously, acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It challenges the myth that you're only worthy of joy after hitting milestones. Your worth is inherent, rooted in virtuous choices. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Reflect, are my choices joyful? Happiness flows from integrity, not external wins. Choosing honesty in tough talks, courage, or helping a neighbor, justice, brings lasting joy beyond fleeting pleasures. Gratitude amplifies this. Focusing on what you have, like health or a friend's laughter, shifts you from lack to abundance. Community matters too. Stoicism values social bonds, so surround yourself with people who inspire growth. I felt empty chasing superficial goals, but gratitude, listing 3 daily joys like a good book, and joining a learning group gave me purpose. Reflecting nightly, did I act virtuously? Showed how small choices built joy. To build happiness, challenge worthiness myths. Don't wait for a raise to feel joy. Happiness comes now through how you live. Practice gratitude daily. Write one thing you're thankful for to see abundance. Seek uplifting community. Join a club or volunteer. Each evening, ask, did my choices reflect my values? Did they bring joy? Adjust one action if needed. Use Stoic negative visualization. Imagine losing a loved one's smile to deepen appreciation. Stoicism proves joy stems from virtuous living, gratitude, and connection, not external success. You don't need to earn happiness. You already hold the tools. Reflect, act purposefully, and let joy grow within. Start crafting your happiness today. Thank you for joining this journey into Stoicism and personal growth. Your presence here is a step toward living with purpose and courage. If you found value in these insights, hit that like button to spread the wisdom and share this with friends who might need a nudge to embrace their inner strength. Living boldly isn't about grand gestures. It's about making intentional choices every day that align with your values, whether that's practicing gratitude, setting boundaries, or chasing a dream with a more fatty. Your happiness isn't out there waiting for the perfect moment. It's built through the virtues you cultivate right now. Want more practical tools to thrive? Check out the suggested video for deeper dives into Stoic practices that can transform your mindset. Subscribe to stay connected, and drop a comment. Tell me how you're applying Stoicism in your life or what challenges you're tackling. Let's keep this community growing, supporting each other to live authentically and resiliently. Take that next step today, embrace the journey, and let your happiness unfold through every courageous choice you make. Live boldly, your best life is calling.